I'm ready to go.
That you're live. Good Lord.
Don't get sensitive.
I'm not, Mikey.
Don't get sensitive.
I got the thickest skin here.
Lord, are you sensitive today?
What is a little sensitive
No,
side
I think
of
it's
that?
Mikey.
Are you sensitive today?
He's on new medicine. This is all on the show, by the way.
Do we have Mardi Gras cats right there or what? Talk to me about this shirt.
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on right?
We're about to start it up.
We live, baby. We live right now.
I don't know. I wouldn't know.
He's full of shit right now. He's lying.
I know he is. I can't ever tell if Lloyd's real or not.
I'm serious.
I can't ever tell.
Good evening.
Are we live? Really?
Yes.
See, I don't like this. Welcome back to Mik'd. Today's Friday, August 19th. It's
Fuck with me.
4:35, fashionably late, like we always are. We're live from Uncle Earls. We're also brought to you by Sterling Automotive. For a minute, I did not think that we were going to have enough to talk about, and we're a little late on the show because we were talking about
Not my fault.
everything, really. So we actually had a show before the show, so now we are ready for the show. Looking forward to it. Happy Friday. We're going to get you off into the weekend. Saints play tonight.
Do what?
Get you off into the weekend.
Yeah.
Into.
Get you off
Into
the
Into.
weekend.
Only Lloyd can make that.
He tried it. He
tried
really got
very
in
hard.
there.
Tried very hard, but we got a big weekend for sports, I think. We have some preseason. Listen, we're so excited about the preseason because football is starting to come, and I think everybody's over the preseason, right? And I only look forward to the preseason because of Hard Knocks. Hard Knocks has been electric. Hopefully, we can get our friend Kelvin Shepard on the show.
So we're trying
He's
to
been star in Hard Knocks. Saints play tonight, 7 o'clock in Green Bay against the Packers. It seems like the joint practices have been going extremely. They said that the Saints defense has been showing out hard, really, in this joint practice to the point where Aaron Rodgers had to call out the receivers publicly and said they need to figure their shit out because Saints have been locking them down. And it's a good sign. I think that's kind of what we all expected to happen. I think we all really knew that the Saints defense was their strength. Obviously, Jameis isn't going to play tomorrow or tonight. He didn't play last week. You get to see the Red Rocket go and bring the boys up and down the field like he did last week. He was 5 of 6 with a touchdown. Lloyd's favorite player.
Does he wear the visor in the game?
No way. He doesn't have that much swag. No way.
You know the answer to this.
I would love for him to. I'd love for him to Michael Vick it, but I don't think he's going to do that.
You could draw a better parallel between two players than Andy Dalton and Michael
I know.
Vick.
I know. That's why I said it.
I would rather sign Michael Vick and put him as my backup than Andy Dalton right now. Or at least Ian Book. Sorry, Ian.
Okay, that's the third string.
Well, Vick,
Who's on the verge of maybe not playing, maybe not being on the team. Fourth rounder, not going to be on the team.
Brian
maybe.
Kelly product.
You saw how good he was in college.
Yeah,
That's all I
that's
care
what
about.
I'm
As long
saying.
as you're good in college, I don't give a shit.
That was a compliment.
I don't know. I can't tell with you. You're so pessimistic. I don't know.
No, I'm
Season's getting closer. He's getting nervous right now.
Even more.
Yeah.
So
He's getting nervous. He's
one
getting
day Lloyd
nervous.
walks in.
I see it in him right now.
Super pessimist. The other day he walks in, he's like, I think I'm turning. I'm optimistic. Then a week later, back to being a pessimist. Today, pessimist.
Listen,
Pessimist.
Lloyd's trying
All
to hide
being
this thing
pessimist.
because he's in the media now, right? And
No,
he's having
no.
he's having to really suppress his fandom side of this thing. So he's getting nervous as shit right now.
No, I think his fandom, and he likes to say it's not because of his fandom. I think his fandom is the reason why he's so pessimistic. He's been burned so much
That's
in
my
his
point.
lifetime. Yeah.
He's trying to keep it professional, but it's getting closer to the season,
Yeah, he's
and so his
pessimistic.
fandom's kind of
Our
sneaking
offense
in, and then now his
our offense
pessimism's
isn't going to
coming.
be successful because Brian
I mean, he's
Kelly
talking
only,
about 12 personnel these
only
days.
knows how to run 12 personnel.
Lloyd
and we
hasn't seen
don't.
a play at practice yet, and he's talking about 12
But
personnel.
he said he did a
Because
deep
I'm not
dive.
media.
No, but he said he did a deep dive. Lloyd did
Neither
a
are we.
deep
Where,
dive.
on Tiger Rat?
He watched 3 games of Notre Dame last year. He did a deep dive.
Hey, 3
What were you
games in
doing?
one day
There's
is a
no
lot.
way you were sober when you did this. There's
No, I
shot.
passed out.
I think that my argument.
The game
to
was so
this-
boring.
My argument to the 12 personnel is I think LSU does have the ability to run it based off of the personnel they have, and it's going to look a little different than a normal 12 personnel. Obviously, you have Mason Taylor, you have Cole Taylor. Both are tight ends. Both are big tight ends. You have Jack, who's a receiver. I think he's going to continue to play the receiver, but I think that they can still use some of the same concepts in the 12 personnel with him as a
He's
receiver.
versatile. You can detach
can
him
put him
from
in
the
the
line,
backfield,
kind of
motion
throw him
him
in the
out.
slide, motion him around, move
Exactly.
him around.
Exactly.
There's a lot you can do with Jack.
Yeah, I don't think you need to have 2
Jack.
true tight ends.
Bash.
And Mashburn's the other
Chip
one.
him down, shallows over, all kind of stuff. The whip routes.
I also don't think Brian Kelly has ever had this type of personnel on his team ever.
I don't really.
No,
are we really questioning that?
No, I'm just saying. Like,
I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I don't really think is a.
Right, he's never had 7 receivers that could play at pretty much any school.
Yeah.
10 people.
You don't leave a Notre Dame with the success that you've had there for the amount of time that you've been there to come to a school.
Right, and I think.
That you're not upgrading.
And look, I think every good coach has their basic concepts, which is also a worry of Lloyd's, is that he feels like he's too stuck in his ways. He doesn't want to change because he has his general idea. That's why Tommy Reese didn't want to come over. I'm throwing you out there right now, but it's okay. This is a good conversation.
Yeah, I didn't know we were going to get into this early. I thought we were going to maybe throw some sponsors out there. Do Zeep Place, Sterling Automotive, Law Office of Lance Beal, Assured Partners, all those people.
It's the first time he said them already. That's how you know he's nervous.
He's reading the signs.
You're locked in right now, huh?
Coach, I hadn't been nervous since the second grade spelling bee.
That's how you know he's nervous for the season right now.
What was your winning word in the second grade spelling bee?
Oh, stomach ache.
That's not a word.
Is that one word? I guess that is one word.
Yeah, ACHE.
Yeah, duh.
I know, but in second grade, you got to, are we going to the mall later?
Couch.
Cow.
Did you ask him to use it in a sentence? Or
No, wrong.
Underrated movie.
Great movie. I watched it the other day.
What's terrifying is that the younger generation is not going to know about it. They're
No,
going to
they
think
will.
it's not
They will.
funny.
They will.
No, I talked to Katie, who has children. She's like,
that generation. That
Right,
generation
like,
won't know.
we're
We got
just-
friends. We got people in here. Hey, boys. Welcome.
squad.
Go grab a drink. Go grab a drink on the tab. If y'all are of age. I don't know.
We're going to have to bring a third camera in.
Love that. Yeah. Well, see, this is how it starts. So that's how people
That's
start.
how you know football season
People
is right
start
there.
coming in. They have a couple drinks. They take a couple pictures. They post it. Oh, this is what they did at 4:30 on Friday.
You talk about 12 personnel.
Even though they don't realize that we have half the bar filled, not the whole bar filled. You know what I mean?
VIP.
if you think Lloyd's nervous now, holy.
Wait till we're putting him on blast.
He's
in front of a
hating. He's
lot of
hating
people.
this right now. He's hating this right now.
Why
Look
do
at
you
his
think
face
I'm
right
nervous? I've never.
Why are you so defensive about being
man.
nervous?
now. Woo! I love
Okay, let's go back to it. Let's go back to this. You gave the
I
sponsors.
thought you knew me.
I do.
You don't.
I do.
Well, you got invited to the cookout
I
last
got
night.
yeah.
Look
That's
at
what I'm
it.
saying. You know.
Hey, it was a monumental day for him.
I
He
know.
went home.
Hey, he was so excited. He was
Hey.
texting me on the side. Hey, man, I think I held my own at dinner.
Hey,
I'm
he
like,
held
yeah.
his, he kicked his feet up that night when he got home and said,
I did
"Yeah,
good.
I rocked that
I did
shit."
good. I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm cool. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into this. We're talking about 12 personnel. We're talking about Brian Kelly coming in here and not changing his ways
Watermelon
because he has his
margarita.
thing.
He actually ordered that. That's how
What,
he.
what? What do you order?
No, it was a special. That's the
Strawberry
superior.
margarita. You ordered.
No, it was
No, he went
watermelon.
I've ordered a strawberry before. I can't get mad.
Oh
at
no,
you.
I don't know. I don't think
That's
it.
the first thing they threw out to me. He was like, huh? Well, yeah.
The guy
Top
was
shelf?
selling it.
Top
so
shelf? Top shelf?
I wanted top shelf frozen. I wanted what you got, but he was selling it so hard, and I felt bad for him. So I was like, bro, I'll get it. Like he told it to everybody at the table. He was like, well, I'm really pushing
So you
this
felt
thing.
bad for him doing his job, and then so you just
Yeah, I was
did
like, well, it can't be
good.
bad.
You
Watermelon's
suckered
great.
you into it.
Yeah, I like watermelon.
So you did a good job. You suckered you
You
into
put
it.
watermelon, like you put salt on your watermelon.
Yes, this makes it sweeter.
Yeah, so that's what I thought. Like little watermelon margarita, salt on the
Was
rim.
it good?
Yeah,
Did
it
you
was
enjoy
good. It was good.
I have no qualms with you.
I wanted it frozen.
I have no, he messed that up.
Yeah, it's okay. Good guy.
I don't
Bad
like
tortillas?
Mixed up the tortillas.
I heard tortillas got sent back.
Yeah.
We had the end of the night tortillas. It's okay though. It happens.
All right, it's been sitting out there under the lamp,
It happens.
staying warm.
Yeah.
So that-
Little crusty edges.
sitting
So
under the-
what of
Sitting
it?
under the heat lamp so you can get
The edges were a little
stay
rough.
hot.
You know.
Can I fold it? Yes, I can.
They put a little a rag or towel, and that little
You wet it up.
wet it up and put it in the microwave. Made a little. That's how it happens.
I told him the secret.
That's Lloyd's secret. He said he
That's it.
does that 3 days
You
later.
do it. You put it in there, and you roll it up, and you put it in the microwave for zap it for about 20 seconds. Brand new tortilla.
Brand new tortilla.
And now I've never done it that was already heated and reheated. I don't know. Now Lloyd, listen. Lloyd will go to a restaurant, get a to-go box, and that to-go box can last him the whole rest of the week.
Oh, I know.
He eats like a bird.
I've eaten out with Lloyd 3 times now, and it's been.
Lucky
He's
lady.
never eaten his food.
That's about to say it's been to-go box every time. Every single time.
Never
He's
eaten
3 for 3 right now.
We've eaten out with him. My wife reprimanded him for ordering the wrong fries.
I remember that.
That was bad. I mean,
Truffle fries, man.
I know.
she
I
look?
forgot how
He look.
bougie
He
she
look.
was. She's bougie. She doesn't want the regular stuff. She wants the
Don't
Mikey
call my wife
stuff.
bougie. Don't call my wife names.
That's a good thing.
Is it?
She didn't
Not
mention.
for my bank account. It's not.
I will say she didn't mention it until the fries got to the table, though.
Yeah.
And actually what it was is she saw the table behind us get it, and she was like, "Oh, I want that." I don't.
We got him.
Too late.
We got both.
We got both.
All right, back to sports.
Back to sports.
We're talking about Brian Kelly. We're talking about.
Speaking of tight ends.
How does that work there?
Your wife?
Tight end.
Oh, jeez. You went way back. That was a delayed. Comment.
Compliment.
Why was that sitting there for so
Oh,
long?
I don't know why. We got to a sentence and a half of sports
whole
talk, and
crew's
then you
in the
dropped
house.
it. What up? And
There's a tab.
Whole
we
squad in
got some
here.
people in here today.
That's what I'm saying.
Makes
It's
me
football
happy.
season.
Makes me happy. All right. Now that we have people in here, let's lock it in.
Let's get serious.
Lock it in. No, get serious.
Well, what
a
is
little
that?
bit more serious, not serious.
Who does that?
That's impossible. All right. Tell me about your concerns with Brian Kelly. This is all about you. This conversation
Solid.
stemmed from what we had off air, and why you think that why are you nervous
First off,
over the offense?
let's-
Because now Lloyd's he's gonna turn into a pumpkin. He's gonna
Well, but
cower
first
back
off-
into his hole. and
First
he's not
off,
gonna bring it in.
let's
Get nervous?
revise that question. Tell me what your new concerns are with Brian
Yeah,
Kelly.
new
Because they
concerns.
we're not recruiting the state.
Yep.
So now,
Yeah.
so what are they
Yeah.
now?
No, that's not true. That's not
Whoa,
true.
whoa.
Hold on.
We got tape of this. What are you talking about?
We got tape. Check tape.
We got tape of this. Come on now.
What I said was I was concerned with him
What
not
happened
recruiting.
was-
What had happened was I was concerned with the way that he was recruiting the state at the beginning of the year for.
Oh, what, in June?
Yeah, on
No,
air.
no.
That's what you said on air.
For the previous class. And I was like, because Coach O came in and he was able to wrangle in everybody that was a part of that 2019 national championship. He held the boat strong and was able to get all of the Louisiana guys to still stay at LSU. The opposite happened.
Well, let me ask you this question, just before we even go into the rest
okay,
of that.
yeah.
Wait, before we go into the rest of that,
I guess we can open up this can of worms again.
where was Coach O directly before he got the head coaching job here?
At LSU.
Okay, so that sets it
Okay,
up.
now keep going.
I'll leave it alone. Where was Brian Kelly before he got the head coaching job here? Nowhere near. Okay.
Touchdown
so keep
Jesus.
going. Yeah, okay.
Keep going.
It's not the same. You can't compare those two.
Right.
O was already in Louisiana. He already had a foothold here, and hell, he's from here.
Also
a
didn't
little
have to deal with the portal. He also didn't have to deal with an mass exodus.
So it's a little
No,
different.
and that's
It's a
what-
little
that's
different.
That's
Yeah,
what
the
changed your
month.
tune.
Yeah.
Keep
It's
going.
a
that's-
little different. It's not the same.
Exactly.
So you can't
I'm
compare
gonna let
it.
you-
That's
I'm gonna
where
let you go.
That's
Keep
where I
going.
admit where I was like,
Okay.
all right, I saw what pieces he was trying to put together. He put together a national staff that had recruited nationally. So like, hey, we already have a foothold with all of these guys that aren't bad players, but they're all from different areas. And it's like, well, it feels like you're going national first, which is okay.
Okay.
But you're losing guys like Shaz Preston, Aaron Anderson,
They're
guys.
going anyway.
mean-
but they were both committed to, well, one of which was committed to
That was
LSU.
awesome.
Right. Well, no, that just happened when the coaching change happened. That's when Aaron Anderson
Yeah.
decommitted. So that's what I'm saying. It's like you're losing these guys that you have to have that are going to Alabama,
but that's not
and then
Brian
you
Kelly.
lose Eli Ricks, and then you lose almost Keyshawn Butte, and then it's like, all right, what are we doing here?
Well, you can't throw that name
I
in
know.
there.
That's,
Yeah, but no, I mean it's been documented. It's well documented.
What almost don't count
But
because
he's
he's
there.
here.
I know,
I know,
but
but
it
here's
took
my-
somebody like that for them to realize what was happening.
I
And
understand, but we've talked about this before, and this isn't the whole point. We're getting back.
we
to,
can relapse these
Yeah, keep going,
conversations
keep going,
because
keep going.
no, up to you.
No, what I'm saying is, you name the three guys that it happened because O got fired, right? Because they committed to O under O. Let's be real. We know behind the scenes we were talking to people that those guys, even if O stayed here, those guys probably weren't coming. At least one of those two receivers weren't coming to LSU. Shaz Preston was always going to go to Alabama. It was yes.
We interviewed him on, we had him on before, and he said, I'm 100% locked into LSU. Coaching
Who's the
change
other receiver?
happened.
Who was the other receiver?
Aaron Anderson, and he goes to Edna Carr, where they have.
I understand
they have
the history of that. I
Yeah,
understand the
they have
history
a
of that.
rule there that says once
Right.
you
So would
commit-
you rather? Okay, here's my question. Would you rather keep those two recruits and keep O, or fire O and have the opportunity for those guys?
No, you had to fire
My
him. I
point.
understand that.
But you can't put those lost recruits on to Brian Kelly because
Yeah, I would
Brian
say
Kelly
he-
wasn't the coach here at that time.
He was
And it
only here
true-
for
at
a
that
month.
time. It didn't matter who the new coach was. They had built a relationship with O. So now that he was fired, they were going anyway. Didn't matter who you brought in. Didn't matter if you brought in
Frank Wilson?
Yeah, honestly, you weren't going to bring in Frank Wilson to be the head coach, but
No, I'm saying Burrow on staff. It's part of
yeah, but it wouldn't have mattered. That's not if they were looking, if O left, they saw the season, they saw what was happening. That was their way. Okay, I'm out. It doesn't matter who you bring in. I'm going to Alabama. It's a little bit more stable. I don't have to worry about the transition.
And that was more of my point is
Right.
that they went
but that's
for
not on Brian Kelly. That's on.
No, but
happened at LSU.
I'm not going to say it's on Brian Kelly. It's,
Yeah,
it's
he
a
was
little bit-
only here for a month before signing day. I mean, that's you got to
what
take that into
that
account
was
too.
I was looking
Yeah,
at
but
everything that was happening after signing day. right? And I know that was also a concern because you weren't getting some of the guys, but
and then you saw, and that's when I was like, they're not in the NIL game because you saw how it was happening, you saw how it was trending. And for people that don't know this, Kayshon Boutte was basically going to Alabama before Gordon McKinnon stepped up.
But you do realize that everyone, as soon as this thing happened, literally
was going somewhere else.
The absolute full court press on him. Like
right.
it wasn't like it was just like, oh, I get no love here, I'm going. Literally, people were picking up the phone saying, what do we need to do to get him out of there?
Right, but I'm just saying. But that's what it took. LSU wasn't doing anything in that space.
But it was a learning experience for everybody. My rebuttal to you was, I understand the concerns, but let's give it some time. And this guy's a very intelligent, smart guy. He's going to figure it out. I trust that he knows what he's trying to do as far as, okay, we have to be competitive now. I wouldn't have taken this job if they gave me 3 years to rebuild. Like, we have to be contenders within a couple years. I understand that. So let me go and build the team and make it as good as I can make it first. And then I will circle back and worry about the high school recruiting. And that's exactly what happened. Keep going. Sorry, I'm going to keep cutting you off.
And I don't know if I've ever said this before, but I felt like I was very adamant on that the 2023 class, they're going to be okay with because of the people they put in place. I was just concerned with the way that it was trending in terms of who they were bringing in early on and how they were doing it and who was handling the areas of recruiting whenever it should have been very obvious who should have been where.
I get it, and there was also
so it seems like they got that figured out.
But there's also reasons to that.
I think
we found out a little bit later on.
Method to the madness from the start.
There was
absolutely.
I think him getting a recruiting class in the top 20, based off of everything that happened the year before and coming in later, weren't we a top 20 recruiting class for last year?
I want to say it was like 13 or 15, something around there.
Am I right or wrong?
Oh, I have no idea.
I mean, I believe like 20.
They only brought in like 20 guys. Yeah.
The 22 class, like the
based off
class.
of.
Is that what you're talking about?
And we also
they only brought in 10 guys.
Yeah, I know, but I still think they were like 15.
No, we brought in 20 guys and we brought in a bunch of transfers.
No,
they were the number 1 portal class, and I think 15 in the high school ranks.
That's what I'm saying. They brought in 15 guys from recruiting only.
20 guys.
Yeah, but 2 of them were 5 stars, so you're ranking kind of.
It was a top 15. It was a top 15 class, high school class, number 1 portal class.
Right, and that's what the circles us back to our.
No, that's 2020. That's.
Yeah,
high school?
when you combine both of them.
Oh, yeah.
You combine both. Yeah, no, that's not what I'm saying. I was talking about high school kids. You had to rebuild through the portal, which is understandable because we talked about this before the show. Look at the Kansas State game. Like, look at the bowl game where you're like, Brian Kelly was there in the booth giving, like, commentary and, like, shit. Fuck. Shit.
Yeah.
Like, we have nobody on the offensive line, and I give him his flowers for being able to rebuild it as fast as he has by grabbing everybody. And when you talk about recruiting Louisiana, they did that through the portal. But I was more concerned about making sure that he had the emphasis on the state and understood what's important here. Because as soon as he saw Harold Perkins play, he goes, okay, this is different. Like, that's the difference between coming from Notre Dame and recruiting nationally all of the time.
And my conversation to you was, he knows that.
He knows it now.
Right? He knew it when he – okay, it's hard for me. That's the biggest disconnect, and that's the biggest frustration I have with fans and people who, like, he knows it now. No, he knew it the day he walked in here, but he had a plan.
I guess he understands it now.
Well,
but my point is, I feel like he understood it the whole time. He had an absolute plan in place of what he was going to do, and you've seen it unfold the way he expected it to unfold, right? Like, everybody wants immediate results right now. Everybody wants to see, okay, I want to see him make the changes that we think are necessary right now. I said, let's just get this guy an opportunity to put his own plan in because we haven't had a guy like him since Saban was here, right? New guy from up north. Saban was coaching at Michigan State. Brian Kelly was coaching at Notre Dame. I said, give this guy an opportunity to get in, change the staff, bring his guys in, bring his philosophy in, and he has a plan. We finally have a guy who actually understands what a plan is and follow through it, and that's what I was preaching is just be patient. Let's trust that we have the right guy in place and let him go about the way he wants to go about. That's why I thought he understood it from day one. He just knew what he needed to do right away, and then it was going to ease into it. And
I think the focus shifted.
Yes.
Which is totally fair to say,
Yeah.
but what my bigger concern was and why I kind of was on the fence about it was when you lose players that LSU has never lost before. You lose a Derek Williams, you lose a Jordan Matthews. Like those are guys.
In that argument,
But that's not true.
We lose them every year. We lose pros like that every year.
That's not true.
Landon Collins. We lose guys
Ed
like that.
Reed. You said never lost before. Like these were can't miss from the state guys.
Okay, Reggie Wayne.
No, that's
Well, so-
before.
No, that's the same thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, of course we lost Ed Reed. Like, LSU wasn't any good then. Now they're
But
good.
it doesn't. But my point is those guys have lost. They've been lost from
No,
the.
but not
You
since
lose
LSU
those guys
has
from
been
the state
stat-
every
not-
year.
Robinson,
not since 2000. Not since
offensive
2000.
tackle must have from Monroe.
Yeah, but all to Alabama.
What was the runner?
Yeah.
What was the kid from U High that we just lost? That was at
Dylan
Alabama.
Moses.
Dylan Moses.
That's what I'm saying. You lose them all to Alabama because Nick Saban puts an
But
emphasis on
you
Louisiana.
lose them every year. You're
But
gonna lose them.
but that's why you said
You can't keep the whole
You're
state.
never gonna keep the whole state. And we do lose big guys that you say we haven't lost before. We have.
Yeah, but
That's my point.
I agree with you, and I understand what y'all are saying, but I'm saying that as quickly as it happened, where it wasn't even like every conversation that they had was LSU's not even in, like they weren't a part of it. They're not a hat on the table.
It was a completely different. It was
Regime.
when LSU wasn't good for 2
Yeah.
years. Like everybody was. It was a completely different transition. Of course, that's gonna happen, right? Like you can't expect us not to have any carnage. You know, like that's with everything that happened in the last 2 years.
The reason I said that is I think because of the national focus, you lost sight on the guys that you probably had a chance to be able to get in the room with,
Right.
and now you're seeing how it's working bad because Derek Williams isn't out. Like he's not out yet. Jordan Matthews isn't out yet. But I say this because they've been able to wrangle in, get everybody in the same boat of what's important.
Yeah.
And now they because of look, this isn't.
I'm glad they finally
this
got.
isn't.
I'm glad
This
they understood
isn't.
it now.
Well, this isn't Brian Kelly's fault. It's the more I've learned about it, the more I'm around it more than probably anybody here because I do this all day. So what I'm saying is the more that I hear, it was the previous regime that had the doors kind of shuttered on them, and they were trying to get back in. That's why you bring in a Frank Wilson. That's why you bring in a Cortez Sankton. That's why you bring in like guys that are Jordan Osmond that recruit Louisiana, Joe Sloan that recruits Louisiana. That's what they made all these moves for.
Right.
But I had no idea that when I was talking about it earlier, how bad it was in terms of what
And
the
that's
previous
why-
regime had
But-
done.
but I
That's
also
why
think-
I kept preaching patience because it.
But
his
I also
plan
think
is
this,
he
too.
has a plan. He understands. It can't just happen right away.
yeah,
Hey,
they,
I also
they're
think
trying to
this
get back
too.
with their ex-girlfriend.
More than you think, and more than
After
we'll give
cheating
credit to.
Yeah.
More than you
That's
think, and
very
more than
hard
we
to do.
give credit to. When you're bad on the field, I don't give a shit who you got going in anybody's houses. People see the product that's out there.
Right, and they don't
And
trust
so, like,
you. Like,
yeah, exactly. So like the last 2 years did enough bad work, I guess you can say, in itself, just off of what was actually happening on the field.
All right, now let's fast forward. We recapped for 30 minutes
His previous beef.
his previous beef.
Over
Now
one
let's,
player.
Let's start the new beef. Let's go.
Now what's the new beef?
I'm just a
Tell us what
producer.
you did was it last night or was it the night before?
He doesn't remember, honestly.
But I went to Superior?
Tell us about your independent studies and what
That's
got
3
this.
games.
Oh, me watching film. Yeah, I've watched a couple games, me and Stewie.
What, now, when you say a couple
His deep
games, what
dive.
games?
His deep dive.
Well, the first one I watched
dive
was
over
I
3
watched.
game?
Yeah, Notre
Yeah.
Dame. Yeah,
Did
they
you
do.
slow
They
mo?
do.
Did you reverse it
Add
and
the
film
coaches
and make
click,
sure you
add-
looked at it?
coaches
Make sure you
guys.
understood the personnel
What
that
games
was
did you
in,
watch? This
the
is important.
matchups.
Well, what we watched Florida State, Notre Dame last year. And we watched Notre Dame, Miami. Those 2 games, which are I would say comparable
Okay.
talent. One to watch the Florida State
I wouldn't
game.
say that.
We're gonna.
No. I'm talking about comparable for Florida State. They're bringing a lot of people back.
Okay.
And I was talking about
Go ahead. I'll tell you why I said that. Florida
Florida
State,
State.
Miami,
yeah.
and who else? That's it.
That's
Jared's
it.
just waiting
Okay.
to shut you down.
So
I know, but
my question to you would be is, over the last 2 years, what has come off the D line and or in the box? What has come out of those 2 schools? Name some players.
They have a bunch of Louisiana cats on Miami and
Didn't came on
On
to
Florida
We
State.
named
they had-
one. My
Florida
point
State
to it
had-
is if you're at Notre Dame, what's probably your strength?
your offensive line. And
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
what I was thinking
so
about.
we just named one.
2.
Two.
Two.
So
One
on
from
each
each.
team. One on each team.
So one on each
One on
team.
each, right? So if I'm game planning these games, and my talent and my strength is the O-line, and I'm naming one guy on both of these teams, what am I going to run? What am I going to try to do?
Huh? Oh no!
Lloyd's
absolutely.
Lloyd's confused.
No. What are you asking?
He's saying that LSU's D line's way deeper than any of those.
No,
teams.
but not even just that. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like,
we
if
said
I'm
that last
cooking up
year.
a plan to play those 2 teams, and those are the 2 guys that we're talking about, and we're not really, everybody else is either young or not that good.
Right.
I'm running the ball down your throat too. I'm going 12 personnel, bring 2 tight ends in, and I'm going to do that too all day until you show me you can stop it.
Why was it
Okay,
a
so
one-score game and
'cause-
they got absolutely cooked by Miami? They lost. It was 35-0.
That doesn't matter about what actually happened and what the plan was. Is two different things.
So that-
the
okay, so
result and the plan is completely two different things.
You watched the film.
Yeah, watch the film.
Okay,
watch
you watched
the tape.
film. You watched tape.
Me
you
and
looked
Merrill
at that.
Hodge.
You broke it down, and your
I
concern.
tied my tie one more time.
Your concern
Me and Merrill
is.
Hodge.
I want to hear
Sao
your
Paulo,
before-
Antonio.
We're not gonna say anything. I want to hear your concern, and then you open up to the floor. Right? This is how.
Absolutely.
I'm doing better I'm gonna try to do better on the not interrupting you.
Oh no, I interrupt you all the time. But my only concern was I understood the offense that he wants to run. He has a system in place that he has a basis on that he has to do. You
Right.
heard it. We talked about this before the show. Whenever he wanted to bring Tommy Reese in, Tommy Reese was interviewed by Ryan Russillo, and he said, I didn't take the job, and it actually is a little bit freeing for Brian Kelly to be gone because the certain principles he's instilled, I don't have to do anymore. And a lot of those principles were 2 tight end sets, which is, would you say, LSU's weakest point on the offense?
Right. So I agree in a sense. Right. Like every good coach, like I spoke about when we first started, every good coach has a system, has a scheme that they like to run. Right. They like to base their entire offensive mindset on a certain way. Right. But what also separates their principles, right? What also separates these head coaches is they are able to adapt and they are able to adjust those principles based off of the personnel that they have on the team. Okay, go ahead, drink my drink. Is that mine?
Just gave it to me. Oh, it's for him?
It's okay. It's okay.
Well, I'm not sick.
So
You can have
he
it.
adjusts his principles. He adjusts his the way he goes about it based off of his personnel. Does he like 12 personnel? Sure, right? 12 personnel is a great. I think it's a great. It allows for them to have some mismatches. It allows for them to have the personnel on the field that they want. Right? Do I believe that he's going to continue to go? He's gonna be stubborn and go through 12 personnel based off of the scheme, the personnel that he actually has on the team, and if it's not working, no. I think that he's never had the type of skill position players that he has in the locker room right now, right? And I don't think it's going to take him a lot of games for them to see it because I think he sees it. We talk about how good the front seven is going to be at LSU. So he is going up against a really elite defense. I think he sees it right now when he's playing. Now, maybe he adjusts the 12 personnel, right? Maybe he uses Jack as that receiver, not the tight end, but allows him to have some of the same concepts that they use in 12 personnel. Maybe. I don't think that neither of us know, and it's hard to say he's done this, he's going to do this. I believe that those are his principles, and I believe that's what he wants to do. But I also believe that he's good enough coach to say, okay, we may not be able to do that or have as much success. Or maybe he knows something that we don't know, and he sees these guys, and we think tight end is our weakest position. It may be, but I think maybe we're underestimating the guys that we actually have in the room. Now, we're not deep by any means in that position, but I think that we have the ability to run what he wants to run and be successful doing it. I think it's going to look a little different than he did it at Notre Dame.
And I'll say this. So to add to that, that may be his principles. That may be what he wants to
That
do.
came out very clean. No mumble, no speech impediment
back,
there for
baby.
you.
That may be what he wants to do, but I think if you also think about, I think this is what actually intrigued him about probably going to look and find a guy like Jaden Daniels, right? If I can get him on the field in a 12 personnel situation, he can move. He has the ability to make things very electric if these guys really are not getting open the way he wants them to in situations.
Yep.
And I think that's what's been part of why that has been such a quarterback battle right now because of what he can do on the field too.
I don't want to get too much into the quarterback battle conversation right now because it's kind of beating a dead horse. I know that
This is the only thing to talk about.
There's nothing. Tomorrow's a big day for him.
The longer
We'll see.
the longer that this thing goes, right? I think everybody wants him to make this decision, and it's like everything. The longer something goes, the more people start, even though they have a deadline in their head of when they think it should be, like when we probably realistically know that the decision is going to be made, even though we know that where that time is, give or take a few days, the longer it gets and the more that we don't know, the more we like to make assumptions. And another assumption that was made off air was that we think, it's getting closer to it, and the longer this thing goes, I think we've realized that it's going to be both quarterbacks are going to play, and they're going to run a 2-quarterback system. I'm not saying I disagree, but I'm not saying I also agree. I think that, maybe first game of the season you're going to see both. I don't think that he's going into the season thinking that we're going to run a 2-quarterback system the entire year. He doesn't want to do that.
I don't think that's what they're going to run.
I don't think he wants to do that.
I think if anything, it'll be closer to the, let's say, 2008 LSU team, where it's one quarterback and there's packages for the other quarterback.
Yeah.
Right? When you had the Flynn and the Paraloo, when they kind of ran it that way. 2008. 2007, 2008 team.
No,
2007, 2008 championship.
Yeah. I hate that. I hate
that it's in a different year.
Yeah,
calendar year.
It's
Just is what it is.
2007 national championship. Keep it that way.
Yeah.
I understand it's in January.
Yeah,
Right?
but
It's
yeah,
so
but that-
confusing.
But
I agree
with
with
that,
you.
I think
I
you might
agree
get
with
something, and that doesn't mean how they ran it. You know, if Jaden gets to start, it'll be different when Nussmeier's on the field. If Nussmeier gets to start, it'll be different. But I don't think it's going to be flip flop through the year, and I don't think it's going to actually.
I think one guy's going to win the spot.
split. I don't think it's going to be split.
Me
like
too.
that. I think you're going to know who's the guy,
I
and
agree.
another one may come on for a series or two.
I agree
here
with
or
So
there.
not 2011.
Who?
Was
No.
that Jefferson and Lee where they like had
No.
some
Yeah,
bad
no.
season?
Well, that was that because neither one of them took the reins really that year and kind of ran with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I think.
See,
I know this is your
I'm
opposite.
going to have to disagree
I
with
know
you
that's
a
why I
little
brought
bit.
this up, because
Yeah.
you're opposite.
I think they're going to play both the entire year. And it might be not as many snaps as you think of. Like, when people think of a 2-quarterback system, I feel like a lot of people think they're shuffling in and out every other
No,
series.
I think we think about 2011.
Okay, so that's my point. So do you look at
That's a
2007
2-quarterback
as a
system in
2-quarterback
2011.
system? Because I don't at all.
No, I don't know, but I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be people get a. But Ron Perlow never got that much run. you
Yeah,
know?
he did.
No, he did in certain situations, but he never played. He didn't start a whole series. He did.
Yeah, he did.
He did against Middle Tennessee State in the SEC championship game.
We literally had series and packages where it was literally Ryan, you're out there. It wasn't come in
He
and
played 3 downs in a row.
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I just don't think that's what really ever happened.
He was on the field.
I know, but I don't think he remembers.
You don't think he remembers?
No, I don't think Ryan Perlow played like 3 downs in a row in a big game.
Okay.
Like,
All right.
I mean,
I'm not
he
gonna-
did in the
okay.
SEC championship, and he did against Middle Tennessee
Pretty
State.
big
when
game,
he
huh?
had, when
Yeah.
he had to start.
You just named 2, but it never happened.
Matt Flynn was hurt. Everybody knew it. That was announced before the game in Middle Tennessee State. They gave him the start because Matt Flynn was hurt.
I understand.
His ankle was fucked.
Don't get mad.
No, but I'm not wrong.
I'm not saying
Jared
you're
was
not
on the
wrong,
field.
but I'm also saying
Yeah,
that
You
he's
saw him at Florida. Like you saw we watched the Florida game the other day. Like he plays in specific situations. He's not going out there and trying out there as the starter for a consecutive
he never started,
series.
but he had packages where he played multiple plays in a row.
Absolutely.
But you say he never had 3?
No, I'm saying he never came out there and started the series and like Matt Flynn's not coming in. That never happened. I feel like that's what's going to happen with LSU this year. I feel like there's going to be times when they might have the range
Okay,
for
so
2
my
quarters.
question is, what gives you that? Because of how the quarterback battle's going right now.
No, because Brian Kelly's history with quarterbacks. Like he's done that where he had Vern Golson or he had Tommy Reese. That's my move. where he would bring them in as like a 4th quarter closer, like somebody to run the clock down. We could run RPO, we could run pass option.
But wouldn't you consider that a package?
That sounds like a package in a series.
That's a package.
To me.
They're going to run.
Yep.
There'd be a running
No,
package
but
because we're
they'll
not going to throw
do it
the
for
ball.
consecutive series in a row. Ryan Perlow
You
never
keep
came
changing your
out.
point.
No, how?
3 plays in a row.
You've been
to
jumping
a
around a
series
little
and he
bit,
ain't
yeah.
coming out.
My
to
thing
like,
is-
North was
my
in
thing
a
is
row.
this.
What constitutes a package or a series? Like what is it for you?
See,
Because you're saying plays in a row. Like I would guarantee you, he played plays in a row. But are you
No,
saying
no
he has to
doubt.
play a full 12-play drive
Did he ever
for it to
come-
be him, or can it be 6 plays and then Matt gets the ball in the red zone? Like
That's what I think LSU's going to do because Ryan Perlow did come in and do that whenever they were in the red zone, they would run that
So
little option.
okay, so
that's
to
a
me that
package.
doesn't sound like a 2-quarterback
That's like
system.
bringing in.
That's a
That's like
package
bringing in
to
a
me.
12 personnel or bringing in a 4 wide set. Like that's a package.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But what I'm saying is the way that Brian Kelly has done it in the past is that it's not like that. It's the last 6 minutes are yours no matter what happens. Like he brings in somebody to milk the clock, whether it be a Tommy Reese
See,
or
and look, you may be right. I just don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah. And I'm going to be honest with you personally. I look at it as and I know you're probably not just talking about that, but if I'm going to bring in someone in the last 6 minutes to milk the clock, sounds like to me the other guy was a quarterback.
Well, no,
if I'm bringing you in just to milk the clock, that means you're a better runner. You're probably going to make better decisions on your feet. So we're bringing you in to milk the clock. But I'm only bringing you in to milk the clock because I'm what? I'm up. All right.
Right.
So to me, that don't sound like a 2-quarterback system.
Sounds like a package.
Sounds like a package.
And the other things that he's done, that's one example of what he's done in the past, is where he would bring in, like, essentially called it a closer, where he'd bring in some guy to milk the clock, and you can call it a package if you want. I mean, it's semantics, really doesn't matter. But he would also flip and flop depending on how he felt the game was going. Like, the reason I'm saying it the way that it is, and it may seem confusing to y'all, is that he's done it multiple ways 6 times. Like, he's had people that have come in and played multiple series at a time. He's had people that have come in and been a closer. He's had people that have come in and started the rest of the game.
That he's done it, but he's also had.
I'll say this. I'll agree with you on the
6 times is not more than he has.
Yeah, I'll agree with this.
More than any other coach.
I'll say
more
this
than he hasn't. He's coached for longer than 12 years.
But he has a proclivity to do it, is what I'm saying. And obviously
he does it based, but that goes back to my argument. He's going to do it based off of his personnel, based off his team. I think that he truly believes that he's going to have a starter on this team. Like, he did that because he didn't believe that one of those guys were significantly better than the other.
Yeah.
I think that he's going to find that out this year. I really do. I mean, and I could be wrong, and if I am wrong, I will say that I'm wrong. And
of course, I could be wrong.
I have no problem with that. I just think that I get what you're saying because he had it in the past, right? But it doesn't mean that he's going to do it now. He's also done it the other way in the past for more times than he did it than he has. And if he's done it for 6 times, he's done it for 12 times without it. So my point is, you can say the same thing the other way.
Yeah, in my mind too, I'll say this too. In my mind, if we're talking about a 2-quarterback system, that to me feels like if we get to 3rd and 10 at any point in the game, we don't know which one's coming out on the field. That sounds like a 2-quarterback system to me. Not so much of, hey, this guy is like in the game. We got plays and packages for this other guy, but this guy's in the game. That's not to me a 2-quarterback system.
A 2-quarterback system to me is what Florida ran last year, and that was a debacle. That's a 2-quarterback system.
Yeah.
They didn't know which quarterback was going to be the guy, which guy. Like, they tried the packages with Richardson. Then they said, okay, we think you're better. You're going to start some games. The other guy's not going to start, and the other guy started. Then Richardson didn't start. That's a 2-quarterback system.
I would say what they did even in 2019 is the worst example of a 2-quarterback system when they had
Trask.
Yeah, Trask and
Emory
and Emory Jones. That was a 2-quarterback system. They pretty much shit the bed against LSU.
I would say that's more of a package for Jones because
I know, but they brought him in at the wrong time. Yeah. Like they we have to get him in here, so that's a package. Yeah. But he's going to play right now. So if you're going to play 2 quarterbacks, you can call it a system all you want, but you have a package for him to go in. That's a 2-quarterback system in my mind. And I think LSU is going to do it a little bit differently. Especially, they have to. I feel like in LSU's mind, they have to win game 1, whatever it takes. So they're probably going to trot Jaden Daniels out first, a guy with more experience that is able to
I agree with you on that. I agree. I think Jaden's going to play the first game, start the first game.
And I still think you're going to see both.
I said that too.
I mean, I would agree with that too.
I don't think it's going to be like that for a long part.
And I think you'll see it again in Game 3 against Mississippi State.
Maybe, but that's
But that's gonna. They are going to figure. Like, it's not gonna be like that.
So we're not that far apart.
I would say.
I just think that they're gonna have and they may not. I think we're gonna have a decision, and there's gonna be a guy that starts unless he plays absolutely terrible, who will get taken out. But it's not. He's gonna be. Hey, this is your team. You're the starting quarterback. You go ahead and you show me that you can't do it.
So more Jordan Jefferson, Jarrett Lee than Matt Flynn, Ryan Perilou.
I would say by week 5 though they kind of would have it figured out.
Well, I consider the Perilou thing a package. The Jordan Jefferson, Jarrett Lee thing, neither one of those guys did well. But yeah, that would be a 2-quarterback system. Yeah. I think that he's gonna find they didn't. Honestly, that's hard to compare to because let me tell you why.
It's a hard conversation.
No, let me tell you why. It's hard to compare because you didn't have a head coach in a system, an offensive system there that tailored it towards it. Like they didn't allow either one of those quarterbacks to be successful. They didn't put them in a position to be successful.
In my mind, a 2-quarterback system is.
Boy, we have so much more to talk about.
Wait, listen.
No,
in my mind,
no, this is perfect.
Listen, in my mind, a 2-quarterback system is, hey, we have literally a half a book for this guy and a completely different half a book for the other guy because they can't do really the same things.
Right.
That to me is a 2-quarterback system. That's why I kind of.
That's like 2011, Jordan.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like Jefferson wasn't going to run the same plays that Lee was going to run. They did different things, right? Which when you run that, it becomes tough. But if we got packages, when I still bring this other guy on the field and there is still a real threat that he can do the same things that the other guy does, he just has other skills as well.
Right.
To me, that's not a 2-quarterback system.
I agree.
So that's what we're still trying to figure out because we haven't seen Jaden Daniels play, especially at this level, right? So we're trying to figure out what can he do here at this level with, quote unquote, this kind of competition and stuff like that.
I don't know about y'all. My vote's for Walker Howard.
I think Miles Brennan should start.
I think Walker's going to be really good. Just gotta wait.
I do too.
Well,
Wait his turn.
and it comes back to, we talked about the personnel that LSU has and who's going to be able to utilize them the best. Like, you want to be able to get the ball in your playmakers' hands, and I don't know.
And that's why I trust Brian Kelly to make that decision because I think that we actually have a guy who's going to be able to do that. We haven't had a guy in the past to really do that. Like, you only have an option at 19, or 18 and 19, because Joe was obviously the guy, and he was good at doing whatever you needed him to do, right? But Les couldn't do it. O didn't really understand it, and O fell into a generational quarterback, right? But as far as scheming things for their quarterbacks and basing the scheme off the team, we haven't had a guy that's able to do that. I think we had that. So I'm with you. That's why I have faith that there's going to be a guy that takes the position because based off of the personnel we have. Hey, this team, he is better for this team right now.
See, I think that kind of brings it back to the point we talked about, I think, a week or two ago, is LSU fans trust Kelly to do everything but pick his quarterback. It's I think he can pick a quarterback if he can do everything else.
That's a very good point. Everybody said trust Brian Kelly. Everybody's happy with Brian Kelly. It's a good coach. It's a great hire. We're in a position that we haven't been in a really long time. He's organized. He's methodical. He knows what he's doing. He's successful. You have faith in him. You have faith. I said, okay, let's have faith in Brian Kelly on fixing the recruiting deal. First of all, the first thing was let's have faith in Brian Kelly to put a competitive team on the field. We believe that he did that. Then we said, okay, let's have faith in Brian Kelly to learn how to recruit and recruit. He did that. We've had faith in Brian Kelly in a lot of different things, but for some reason we don't have faith in Brian Kelly in doing the one thing that he's been very, very successful at doing in his career, and that's picking a starting quarterback and being successful with a starting quarterback, or with the quarterbacks that he has. He has been successful with guys. I mean, you see how bad Ian Book is in the NFL, and how good he was in college. I have faith that he is going to make a decision that is going to be very, very good for the team.
Then, how many Notre Dame quarterbacks are starting in the league or even in the league still? But how good were they all in college when he was in this system?
So that's it. I have faith that
I don't watch Notre Dame religiously, but they're obviously on a lot. I don't ever really remember watching them and thinking, man, this team would be so good if they just had a much better quarterback. It doesn't ever really seem to me that their quarterback's a spot that's holding them down.
No, but I mean, if I had to push back, which I guess this is my role now, I would say straight.
Big pushback guy.
No, but I want LSU to do well, and I think they will.
I'm making you a shirt that just says pessimist.
Yeah.
And debacle.
The pest.
The pest. No, the debacle's for everybody.
Debacle's for everyone. But I would say strength of schedule probably plays a massive part in that. You have to see what they can do in the SEC.
Agree.
Jaden Daniels said the same thing.
But that's also saying, well, you're getting a different level of talent here from top to bottom. So
and
I don't think that's
all these conversations are cyclical, all come together at the same point because we have to see what they're going to do.
It was they all come together on September 4th when we watch them play a football game.
Yeah, September 4th when we have.
But I think the
4 free tickets, by the way.
4 free tickets. Using what's the promo code?
LSU15.
And you did a good job. We had a nice little graphic, nice directions
tells you step by step
how to apply for it. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, I'm always for a promo.
Need the promo. Need to put the promo in there. LSU15, 4 free tickets. Actually, I will tell you the exact date on when
the deadline.
This promo is when there's a deadline. The deadline, August 31st, is the deadline to download the app, use the promo code MMLSU15
to sign up.
To sign up. The deadline is August 31st.
And place a bet.
For the 4 games. You have to place a bet. And it's a risk-free bet up to $1,500.
But you don't have to put $1,500 down.
Nope.
You can put as much as you want.
Look at him. See? He's trained very well. He knows what he's talking about.
I got a question about that in a DM. It's how much do I have to put down? It's just put down anything.
You can put down
whatever you want.
You can put down $10.
It doesn't matter how much you want to bet, but you have to make a bet and make a bet. Now here's the caveat is we appreciate everybody who has signed up using Miked 15, which is still active. You can use it if you want. I recommend you use the MMLSU 15 because you don't really win anything with Miked 15. You can win 4 tickets to the game using MMLSU 15. Now, if you have signed up using our other promo code, thank you. I appreciate that. You can't sign up using MMLSU 15, so that is the disconnect that we don't really like. But there's ways around it.
You're not the only one in your family,
right? There's ways around it.
So
you don't have
figure it out.
Hey, listen. Go up to a friend of yours, a girlfriend of yours, a girl that you met at Fred's, maybe that you like to hang out with,
or Uncle Earls. There's this thing these days
or a girl
called
that you met,
Venmo, Cash
or a girl that you met,
PayPal,
and here's what you do. Here's what you do. You meet a girl in class. So listen. Class is starting. What, next week?
Monday,
right?
Jack can't wait.
Everybody is going.
Sounds awful.
7:30
sounds
for me,
amazing.
boys.
Listen, me and our experience.
I like
Our first day of class is completely different than his experience.
I'm a big first day guy. I ain't gonna lie.
I couldn't wait for the first day of school because there are some people that you're gonna see in class that you ain't gonna see for the rest of the year.
of the semester.
And usually, never mind. But here's what happens.
Don't incriminate yourself, Mikey.
First day of class. Everybody is in school. They have to go. Usually that first week, everybody's gonna show up because they have to go. They're learning what the class is about. They have to read the syllabus.
Can I miss this
class? They have
class?
to do all this stuff. Yeah, can I not come? Can I come? So, what you do is you go to class. You get real prepared. You meet somebody that maybe you're interested in.
The teacher?
If it's a teacher.
God, what a legend if you bag a teacher.
And you say, hey, I got an idea. Let's hang out a couple times.
Oh.
I have an opportunity.
Don't start with me long.
I have an opportunity to win four free tickets to the LSU game. Why don't I sign up using your name?
I knew you could get an AN.
I am trying to give the promo code, Floyd. Jesus.
Oh, sorry.
Trying to explain to him how to do this, and you're not letting me explain to these guys.
He's trying to out me right now.
Yeah, I know he is. I know what he's trying to do. I'm trying to finish his promo so we can talk sports.
12 personnel?
No, sir.
Not me.
Lloyd's going to finish it. You finish the promo.
Promo, sign up. If you can't sign up, if you're too poor, go ahead and do it anyway. You're going to win money. Jesus Christ. Get in there.
I mean, I was trying to explain to him how to do it. If
you can use another person's name.
Find someone in class, use their name, sign up. I'm trying to do it. I can't do it.
Okay, go back to that.
No, it's over now. It's over.
Okay.
You ruined it.
So what I was going to say is get to know your teacher.
You ruined it.
Go to ratemyprofessor.com. If they have the chili pepper next to them, get to know her or him, however you swing.
What's the
love
chili
is love.
pepper mean?
That means they're hot. And then you go get to know her. Go get some office hours. Schedule that class.
You didn't put that two and two together?
Yeah.
I just
You
wanted
schedule
to
that
use
class.
one.
Get her email. Get her credit card whenever you have to wake up early. And then you go sign her up for Caesar Sportsbook.
Yeah,
we're
see
all
this.
good to go. And
this,
then bring her to the game.
This
And bring her to the game.
plan probably is not going to work. I mean, you can try it. I appreciate you shooting your shot and trying that. I don't think that's going to work. I think you probably should ask the
girl sitting next to you.
Yeah, the good-looking girl sitting next to you. I think you should ask her, hey, let's go have a drink. And as you're having a couple drinks, you say, hey, by the way, I have a chance to win 4 free tickets. Let me just use your stuff. You sign up using your name, and let me take you out on a date.
Just send her $100.
I'll make the bet.
And say,
Exactly.
I need you.
Thank you.
I need you for this.
Or if you're a big baller, send her $1,500 because it's free.
Really do it.
Use the fake credit card that Lloyd did.
You're welcome. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. You say, hey, let me put my number in your phone. Instead, Caesar Sportsbook. Use all of her automatic information that's already probably plugged in.
It's hard to get the Social Security number that way. I don't think maybe she has them in notes.
Maybe so. That's what I have.
Or
saved in my phone.
I have them in my notes.
Or you take her student ID, and I think it has her social on. No, I think it.
No, it just has
that's her
LSU
Paul's
number.
account.
Her Paul's account. You're right.
Caesar's getting the Paul's account.
Anyway, if you already signed up using Miked 15,
Tiger
I'm
Cash.
sorry.
It's great.
MMLSU 15 to 4 free tickets. Thanks to our friends at Caesar Sportsbook. We will be there. We'll have fun. I'm working on it. Lloyd, don't get mad.
We have a question in the chat.
Okay,
about
please give us
selling
something else.
the shirts and the hats. That we
I
always
know.
wear.
I have been slacking. I have to get in touch with the people who made our shirts, which is Talking T-shirts. Shout out Talking T-shirts in Lafayette. We're going to create a store and put it as a link on the link tree on our Instagram and Twitter, and we're going to create the store so that you can buy our stuff, which is also going to have our debacle shirt that we have yet to make, but we are going to make it. So that's now the boss man.
Asinine.
The asinine.
Yeah.
The boss man is in Italy until next week, so I have to wait till he gets back. that.
So it's in the works.
It is in the works. It will happen. I will have it store done before football season. I'm
If we
putting
don't
a deadline
have
on
a
myself.
debacle
So,
shirt
2
before
weeks?
football season, I'm
We're
going to
having
be upset.
We're having
Do I have to talk to Robbie?
It's not Robbie's wrong. Oh, Lil Robbie.
Little Robbie.
Yeah. You can talk to him. I mean, he's not going to be able to do anything. I'll do it. I got it. I'm putting a deadline on
You
myself.
do have great merch.
I agree. I think I like it. Thank you.
Shirts are soft.
Search us off. The hoodies are actually really. We just haven't been able to wear them because it's been the summertime.
I
But
wore mine. It was just hot.
hoodies are good for college. Like, look, you wear it, put the hood on in class, with the headphones. So you do, what?
That's so disrespectful to the teacher.
Engineering professors will kick you out for that.
Absolutely.
For having a hood on.
That's what I'm saying. He's had a totally different life experience.
Yeah,
in
my
college.
engineering professors would be like,
Coach, I had the hood on my head
I mean, I did too.
95% of the time.
yeah,
in
but
class.
you walk into an engineering class like that, they'd be like, you don't want to be
I
here,
also
so get
wasn't an
out.
engineering
Towel.
major,
Yeah.
so I was.
I had the Reveille up.
I had Facebook chat up. That's Facebook chat was the hot thing
I was
at the
on
time.
chat roulette.
I had all the
Oh
school
my
supplies
god! I had
in
the
my
meat
backpack.
spin. Meatspin.com.
You know? Yeah. The kid that plays he forgets to turn his volume down on the computer. Bluetooth, porn, cooked.
What?
If
What?
you're watching porn in
In
class,
class?
you
You got a problem.
You haven't seen that?
No.
There's tons of videos of kids that, where's Jack 1.0? He
What's
knows
in
about
your-
this.
I
Search bar,
also
kid.
got in
Not
trouble.
me.
You saw these? I haven't seen
No,
them.
I've just seen it on the internet.
I know.
Anyway, school starting. I love the first day of school. You weren't a huge fan of the first day of school.
Love the first day of school.
I don't like it.
Just
No,
didn't
you told me-
go.
You told me today on the phone. You weren't.
No, I love to everybody get together at the house.
Of course, that's not the first day of
No,
class.
but it might rain today, so
Yeah, right.
let's
You're
fire
right.
up. Let's fire up NCAA.
That was a nice hour of college football talk, of LSU football talk.
Well, we can talk about Texas real
We're
quick.
about to
Did you
put a
see
bow on the college football talk right here. Quinn Ewers is named the starting quarterback for the University of Texas. It's worked out for him. He transferred from Ohio State, got paid a lot of money, and got paid a lot of money to go to Texas. He is in a Steve Sarkisian offense. I think that's going to be good. He gets to play against Alabama first week of the season. Or
Second week.
Second week of the
2.
season.
I think they're
Do
hosting
they have a
Alabama.
week 0 game?
I don't think so. I think it's their second game.
Uh,
The reports, though,
That's
are
what I
that
say.
he got massively outplayed in camp, and that some boosters are actually behind the decision for him to be the
I
starter.
wonder why.
$3 million.
Let's not go too far with this one.
Yeah, no.
There's a
$3 million.
reason
Why?
There's a reason why.
There's a reason why. But interested to see. Guy's got a mullet. He's had a lot of hype coming out of high school.
Good
I
arm.
think-
Good arm.
Great arm.
Oh, he's a great talent. Or just
Yeah, there's a lot of great talents that don't do shit.
yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Look at me.
Hard to give a guy $3 million. You don't know how the hell he's going to play in college. He's only played against
Well,
17,
must not be that
15,
hard for
16
somebody.
years
Hey,
old.
Somebody.
but what a business move though to get out of high school early because
No
high
doubt.
school wouldn't let him make NIL money. So I'll go to Ohio State, make $1 million
No doubt.
for 1 year to never play, and come back to Texas anyway.
No doubt.
And that's what Steve Sarkisian said. He goes, we're basically treating him like a freshman because he didn't do anything at Ohio State. He was like, he kind of burned a year. He's a redshirt freshman, obviously, but in Sarkisian's mind, he burned a year to make, shit.
NIL money, yeah.
A lot of money.
And so he's like, we're treating him like a freshman because he's in a new system. He's obviously
Seems like a good way to
talented.
do it.
But I think there probably was a little bit of influx of who,
My phone
I know.
started raining on my computer. It's
Oh,
weird.
okay. So he had like obviously a little bit of outside influence. If Texas also gave him an NIL deal, I'm not sure if they did. I know that he got a bunch from Ohio State. That's why he
Yeah.
left. And if that's the case, you kind of want to see him play. I don't know Texas' schedule. I know is it Alabama week 2?
Alabama
or do they
week
play
2.
week 1?
Probably some small school. Let me look.
It's
it
going to be
up.
interesting to see.
I got you.
I just listen. He is in a good position. I don't know how. I know he's got a great talent, but he's
They'll
in
go
a good
7-5.
position at Texas with Sarkisian as his quarterback coach.
Oh, ULM is their
UL
opener.
Monroe.
Yeah.
Good.
ULM
Get a
is
little
their
fluffer.
opener.
Hey, Monroe's been an upset before.
I will say their schedule's
took down
not
Alabama.
like their schedule's not extremely difficult.
No. All right. NFL football.
I was going to ask,
Go
to
ahead.
keep it on college football, just for one more second. If LSU was in this
You can get 10 seconds more if you want.
if LSU was in this pickle, would you be in the same boat as to we have to start him, or would it be pick the? LSU obviously isn't.
No, I
But
would
I'm
say
saying
pick the
if
best quarterback, but listen, we don't
But
know.
LSU was saying.
We don't know if that's the case or not.
But
I
now
know,
that I
man.
think about it, LSU is kind of in the same boat to where you want Nussmeier to play so he doesn't leave because he is talented enough to play at probably 8 out of the 12 SEC
No, but it's
schools.
just not money motivated for him. It's about talent motivated.
But that's a transfer portal motivation, which are two different things.
Right.
And somebody's probably talking to him and offering him a bag to be able to be like, hey, you want to come play here?
Sure.
And so I'm wondering if, like, is that the reason that Nussmeier might split snaps?
You play the best guy, the things you give you the best chance to win, and especially with Brian Kelly's here to do, that's what you do. And if that means you lose somebody because of it, you lose somebody because of it. Like you can't, and I'm very adamant, and when I say this, you cannot make your decisions based off of fear of somebody coming or not coming or leaving or not leaving.
Now, listen. Now, if we're being completely honest, that's a perfect world, right?
What?
What you just said.
Yeah, right.
I'm not sure that happens.
That's where Mikey lives.
Right. No, but I'm just saying, like, that's. Look, I'm not the coach. I don't make this, but that's how I would think.
No.
I
agree. I agree with you. That's how I would think too, because I think we've been in situations like this where we understand that it doesn't happen that way. My point to it is I would imagine just by how things have gone so far that they've given Brian Kelly like the opportunity to run the system how he wants. Like he's the chef, the head chef, he gets to cook the steaks how he wants, right?
Right.
I don't think that happens everywhere. And so what I mean by that is I do think that some places you go, especially with
I agree.
Especially with the type of NIL money that's thrown around and stuff nowadays where it becomes more of a professional football.
I agree. I was just talking about here.
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't think now I could be wrong. I don't know, but I know that happens some other places.
Yeah. I mean, with Brian Kelly's situation, I'm not saying that I know that's been the case in the past.
Yeah.
I do think that that's his situation just off of how I'm watching it right now. But when you bring in the type of money that's being made by some of these guys, which we still don't even know real numbers everywhere.
Right.
I think stuff like that will start coming out in the next couple of years.
I think you're starting to see some things at A&M.
Right. And
Miami.
And Miami.
Yep. Like
you're starting to see some numbers and stuff. But like when you start seeing stuff like that and you're wondering why is this kid on the field? Okay, I know why. Like I think that's going to start coming.
And here's my question. I want to ask you this, Lloyd, because I know you are, y'all do y'all focus a lot more on the recruiting process and like having.
Apparently now.
Huh?
Certainly high school.
Right, and that's kind of where I'm going at. Like you have a lot of guys that come in. Y'all are talking a lot behind the scenes on the Colada show. So I want to ask you this: do you or have y'all asked any of these questions about? Everybody saw what A&M's class looked like last year. Best class in the history of recruiting. Do you know what their class going into next year looks like right now?
I know that they're losing a bunch of commitments right now.
They are ranked like 45th in the recruiting class. And what I heard is they are ranked and they're losing these recruits because they are starting to see that some of the stuff that was promised and guaranteed is not being followed through with.
There?
At A&M.
It's going to be like that everywhere.
That's why I said. So I think it's going to level itself out a little bit. Never going to level out, but I think you're not going to start. It's impossible for them to sustain what they were doing.
Yeah, but I also think that there isn't going to be any real leveling until there's actually parameters.
Regulation.
Put on
I get that. 100%. 100%. Yeah. But you're starting to see from one year to the other, like they're not like you can promise anything you want. It's not a guarantee. Now we do it a little differently. I found out a lot of the details on how our NIL contracts here work based off of like how it's offered. I was talking to an attorney that is in charge of putting these deals together, not like the legal part of the deal, not necessarily like putting together finding the NIL deals, but actually like legally making it into a contract. And it's not it's you have to renew the deal. Very it's short turnover. So every few months, I think they have to go out and re-sign another deal. And so you're not signing a year deal at a time. It's every few months.
And that's here.
That's how we're doing it here. Which is very smart. It protects the businesses.
Well, that's why whenever the news came out about Kayshon Boutte got a new deal, and they acted like it was, we had to make another deal for Kayshon Boutte.
But you're going to keep seeing Kayshon signing every 3 months.
That's what I'm saying. Like that, people that were on the outside looking in were going, he wanted more money to be able to say. It's like, no, this is just how the contract is set up.
Right.
And so Kayshon was protecting himself, and the business owner was protecting himself and being like, this isn't another we had to this isn't a bonus to come back and stay here.
Obviously a player would want to sign for a year and guaranteed the money for a year. Like, of course, that's what you would want, right? But The businesses, that's a bad business move on the business because, like, what happens if they leave? What happens if they transfer? What happens if they get hurt and they don't play? Like, it doesn't – you're giving money to a guy, there's no guarantee. That's why I think it's smart to do the –
And you saw it happen with Miles Brennan, where it's like
exactly.
Which I still think is a brand ambassador and somebody that is recognizable with LSU, but they were paying for QB1 to be able to,
not just
there.
that. You're also paying for him to be in uniform and on the field.
Right.
QB1 or not. Like, yeah, he's got a very recognizable face and people know who he is off the field, but
he's got tenure.
7 year.
7 year. He's a doctor.
Put it this way: the deal would have never came if the uniform was never worn.
No shit.
So my point of it is that
it
doesn't matter how recognizable you are
We're
anyway.
Charity.
The deal was there because you were on the field.
Right.
So
But then the reason I brought that up is Darren Ravel brought up the article wrote the article. I know I hate him too, but he's right about the money stuff. Like he does his due diligence.
Always, but yes, I'm with you.
And he said because of the way that the deal was orchestrated, Miles Brennan gets to keep all of the money that he gets to recoup all of that money without playing football for LSU because of how the deal was struck. So I think that you'll see LSU going forward doing more of what you're talking about.
Right, and I think that you're starting to see guys that like all of that stuff is they're getting burned. Either the players getting burned or the businesses are getting burned, and then it's gonna be a change. And
it's a war of attrition.
Right, and I can't think everybody anticipated that happening. It's happening like very drastically from one year to the other.
And a bunch of those cats are from Louisiana. LSU's
bunch of them. I told y'all. I think a lot of them are gonna be coming here. That's my thing. But okay, college football right around the corner. A few weeks away. I'm excited about it. NFL football is kind of a little bit happening right now as far as preseason goes, right? And look, you learn a little bit from preseason, but I think you learn more than you would think. You see some guys that are probably going to help a team. You see some guys that you want to see something different from that are making that maybe take that jump or coming off injury or having a disappointing year, and they're allowed to go out there and say, hey, this is the adjustments that I made, right? You're not going to see Jameis tonight. You're probably not going to see much of Michael Thomas. You're not going to see any Michael Thomas, right? Yeah. You're going to see Trevor Penning, and they said they're going to increase Trevor Penning's workload a little bit in game 2, which I'm excited to see because that is a.
What, do you want to get kicked off the game?
That is a vital position for the New Orleans Saints. Left tackle. You just Pro Bowl. You let your Pro Bowl left tackle walk. You traded up to get a left tackle in the draft, and you want this guy to develop, and you want him to be the guy. He's going to play a lot more.
Fucking love
in game 2. What happened?
They have a boost out.
I also bet the under today on the game tonight.
I bet over in the first half, under the entire game. But the reason I brought that up, I didn't mean to cut you off. Just the boost only has 22 minutes left, so I wanted to get it out there. Patriots, Saints, Rams, money line, all win.
What's
plus
the boost?
675.
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to bring it up.
I'm doing it right now.
Courtesy of our friends at Caesars. That's an unbelievable. Take a shot at it because, I mean, shit. 10 wins you $67.50.
I think they're. You know why? I think that boost is what it is. Is because
the Patriots have no idea what they're doing on offense.
Because they saw the Patriots and like, I think
I'll
that's
still take a shot.
Yeah, no doubt. Boom. I'm doing it right now.
Everybody's looking at their phone.
Well, I'm talking in the chat.
Okay. So Trevor Penning is getting a bit bigger workload. I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see a little bit of the defense. I'm excited to see some of the depth at linebacker play. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game because both defenses are really good, and I think that mentality is going to carry over to the second and third teams.
Over under 1.5 penalties for Trevor Penning.
You know what? I'm gonna say under.
I think he reins it in.
I'm gonna say under 1.5. Okay.
I mean, he didn't get in a fight in Green Bay.
Holding penalties and stuff. That's a little different.
I'm counting them all.
But he didn't get in a fight this week against the Packers.
I'm gonna say he's gonna get 2 penalties. He's gonna have like a holding penalty and maybe
over under 1 personal foul.
Okay, I don't think he's gonna get a personal foul penalty.
Okay.
I think he's had all week.
He got
that also could be the other way. He had a lot of things brewing in practice maybe, and it's just gonna all come out in the game. I don't know, but I'm excited to see him play. obviously the Red Rocket's going to go out there and he's going to do his thing and he's going to sling the rock around. He's going to score some touchdowns.
He is good.
You're a big Red Rocket guy, aren't you?
I'm a big
Big optimism guy.
I'm a big.
He was a big Trevor Siemian guy last year too. So.
He's riding the
No,
Simeon.
I like the fact that we have a guy who's capable of play. Our starting quarterback is coming off an ACL and he's been hurt and he hasn't played.
Simeon was slinging that thing too.
I
I will
am
say, much upgraded. At the backup
exactly.
quarterback.
I like to see that we have a guy who is competent behind our starter, which we haven't seen our starter since he tore his ACL on the field last year. So like that's why I talk about the Red Rocket, because if for some reason something were to happen and Jameis can't play in the first couple weeks, I don't want us to look like a shit show like we did in the.
You feel confident if Andy Dalton's got a start.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't think he's a starter. I don't want him to be the starter,
Yeah.
but I like to know and see that okay. We have a guy who is going to be able to play if we have to have him.
Yeah, so he's good enough to lean on his defense and use
No
the
doubt.
weapons
No
they
doubt.
have.
He can make throws when he needs to make a throw.
Yeah.
Has
You
enough
didn't feel that
time.
about Simeon last
No,
year?
Simeon?
At all?
not at all.
Ever?
Has enough time passed to where maybe Sean Payton isn't who we thought he was?
No.
No.
What do you mean?
I guess we'll have to see it on the field.
I mean, we won 9 games last year with a god-awful team.
I agree.
Almost
Offensive
playoffs.
team.
But
Offensive
I'm
team.
talking about his entire body of work in terms of what he. Do you think that Sean Payton brings in Jarvis Landry? Yes or no?
No.
Oh, I don't
No.
know. I don't
You
think.
can't say this is not a. That
I
wasn't
don't
an
think he
option.
had. I mean, you're saying because he had a bias towards LSU guys?
No, I don't think. No. I'm just saying. Do you think he brings in Jarvis Landry or
No.
not? Because he brought in Quan. I don't think he has a bias towards LSU.
I don't think you get both him and Tyrann if Sean's here. If that
Why?
makes
What's
sense.
your why?
I think
why
you
do you
get
say
one
that?
or two of them.
Why do you say that?
Because the LSU thing. Like
I
he
don't see. I
said.
don't think, but I don't think that's the reason why he wouldn't. You know what I mean? I don't think he has.
Yeah,
an
that
LSU
would be weird.
bias.
What?
Yeah.
I don't think that either.
I think that's hard to say because Jarvis was never available when he was here. You know what I mean? You never had that type of guy. Tyron was never available when he
brought
was
in
here,
Devery.
right? So like, huh?
He had Devery Henderson. Like he's had LSU guys.
Right. So like,
before.
it's hard for me to say that he. I think that he would, if it was an option. I think that he would. I think that especially after last year, seeing how bad work. Look, Sean's biggest
I mean, he had
strength is
Quan
his
there
big,
the last
Right.
year or last 2 years.
but Sean's
wanna say
biggest flaw
3.
or strength is his biggest flaw. He's a very good, smart offensive mind.
That's what I'm saying. I think
And he thinks that he can make anybody good. That's his
Yeah.
the
biggest
Marcus
flaw, too.
Colston thing.
Right.
Lance Moore.
Exactly. All those
Anybody
guys.
can be good in my system. But I'm gonna keep going down the list. Do you think he drafts Chris Olave?
Yeah.
Yes, I think that even if it was here, you're drafting an
I
offensive
mean, he drafted
guy.
Michael Thomas.
I think
In
you're
the second round, he's on record saying I'd never draft a first round wide
Skill
receiver
guy.
I
again.
know, but I think that he realized last year, like,
That he didn't want to coach.
hey, listen, we haven't hit. we
yeah,
haven't-
this is way too hard.
He's like, man, it's hard.
We haven't hit in our mid-round draft picks on receivers. Like, Traquan Smith stinks. You know what I mean? Like, he was supposed to be a guy. Everybody thought when you drafted him, oh, this guy was a steal. No. You know, like, I think he realized that he needs help. You can't just say, you don't have Drew anymore. Man, I think he would have realized that, and he would have known that. And, like, we don't have a guy who can beat you with his head, with his mind, and be able to be a we don't have a Hall of Famer behind the under center yet. So,
He put so much pressure on Drew Brees.
right, and Drew was okay with it because he was
they were
that
the,
good.
They were,
He
they
could
were
do
the
it.
only two in the room together.
Yes, right. So
So my
I think
third-
he would have. I'm not saying like you don't know, but I think he would have.
Third parter, does he bring in Tyron?
I think so. I think that would have been more of a Dennis Allen. Him and Dennis Allen have a conversation. I think that would have been a Dennis Allen decision. Like, hey, we lost Marcus Williams, unless you sign Marcus Williams back. But hey, we lost Marcus Williams, and we have to bring in this guy, and we're probably not going to have
And
to pay.
Malcolm Jenkins retired.
Yeah, we're probably not going to have to pay a top dollar to get him. Like, we're going to pay him something, but like, we need someone to go. We need a leader on defense outside of DeMario Davis.
You want that Malcolm Jenkins role.
right? Then who's better?
Which,
I think-
you wouldn't sign 2 guys that could fill that between Marcus May and Tyrann.
So yes, I do think.
I think the stars align for
Yeah, right,
those
right,
LSU
right,
guys to
right,
happen.
for sure. Deshaun Watson got
I had one more.
11 games.
his suspension is now 12 weeks, 11 games
Which first game back
Is
is
against
in
the
Houston.
Texans.
In Houston.
in Houston,
How does the NFL do that every time?
dude. It's the
It's a
greatest,
si-
it's the
wait,
greatest
I have a
reality
question.
show in the world.
I have a question.
Thank
I have a
you.
question.
Exactly what it
It's the
is.
greatest reality show. in
Do
the
y'all
world.
think if they
And nobody
didn't,
knows it.
Yeah.
do y'all think if they didn't play in Houston, he would have got more games?
No. I think that game would have been.
He would have gotten more or less games. They were going to.
I think they purposely put it that week so
I think the
ratings are going to be.
I don't think it mattered where it was at. I think as long as they're playing Houston, it would have.
They're going to have people on the beat for a
no doubt.
Dude, the ratings are going to go crazy.
Here's my
They're going to
question,
massage those ratings.
Here's my question: Are the Browns going to be competitive enough in those first 11 games for them to say, okay, hey, we have you for the last 6 of the season. Let's make a run.
I think they'll be in it. I don't know if they'll have a winning record at the time.
Now listen, they were very bad Baker played bad last year. They weren't very good. And they had a winning record through 11 games last year.
I think they'll be in it.
They're 6-5 last year through 11. With a very bad quarterback play. Guy who's throwing with no shoulders. Huh?
With Odell and Jarvis, right?
With Jarvis.
And Odell was on the
team. Not the whole 11,
Not
right?
the whole 11, though.
No, but through
not up through the deadline.
I don't know when he got traded.
At the deadline, right?
So week 8.
Yeah, whenever that deadline is, week 8 or week 9, I don't know when the deadline is. But
I'm saying he doesn't have the same amount of weapons. Or obviously, I guess who's he going to be at Jacoby Brissett?
Yeah,
Jacoby. I think they are good. Like I think they have a lot of talent.
They have a great offensive line, great running game,
and a great defense. Great defense.
They have a good number 1.
Deshaun would have been a great addition to the team.
Shut up.
That team's been super talented.
They were lathered up for him to be in there.
And so I think if they, let's say they have 11 games.
I think they knew this was coming though.
If they go 4-7, in those first 11, they have a real chance.
Well, I guess it depends on how other teams are doing, like in their division and the wild card.
AFC's gonna beat each other up. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of really good teams. Now, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a story. It's gonna slow down for a little bit. For a few weeks, and then it's gonna pick back up because he's gonna be able to be in the building after week 6.
I think the NFL and the Browns have had their eye on that week 12 target for a long time.
Yeah,
being that Deshaun's got fined $5 million, right?
Yeah. What a great agent he's got.
But he's missing only. I think the number was like somewhere in between $600,000 and $700,000.
$666,666.66 is the amount of money that he's losing.
The devil's number.
Salary money through week 11. Now here's the crazy part. People are like, oh, that's a good bit of money, but you're missing what's really going on is that next year he's due to make $43 million in 17 games.
His signing bonus this year is $40 million this year.
So my point to it is he's going to make $2.5+ million a game next year. So through 11 games this year, he's losing less than $700,000.
Yeah, I would say it's like.
So I think they've been having their eye on that Texas game for a long time. They knew he was going to get
suspended. The agent knew. The team knew. So when they made the negotiations,
I think they thought they got out like bandits when it was $6 million at first.
Exactly.
And then y'all increased it to
but it's going to be interesting. It's going to be. Listen, it's been the most polarizing topic all offseason. Obviously, that's very controversial. I'm happy that it's starting to we're going to get past it now. Like, it's now he just started to talk football. I know he's always going to have to deal with this, and it's something that if I was him, I would just stop talking about it, but we'll see. I don't know. Did y'all watch the game last night? The preseason game last night?
A little bit of it.
Seahawks stink.
Yeah, they suck. They suck.
The Seahawks stink.
If it's not obvious what they're trying to do, it's not even. You don't really usually see much like straight up tanking in the NFL. They are tanking, bro.
Yeah, they're bad.
They don't care.
Under 4 wins.
Gino.
Bro, it's not even at 4. It's like 6.5 or 8. It's
under.
Crazy.
Under.
Hey, Pete Carroll still sprinting to the locker room now.
Did you hear him talk after the game? He was not happy. He was like, we have a lot.
And Drew Lock was hurt. Sick. COVID.
He's still sucks.
COVID's still here.
They're still around?
COVID's still around. Still here. Said he's very sick. He's very sick.
I do have Jaden Daniels, $5 to win $305 to win the Heisman.
You put 5 on it?
Just in case.
But the Seahawks are not in a good spot, like at all, and that stinks because that's a really, really cool place to be. Like when the Seahawks are good, like going up there.
12th man.
Yeah,
mushrooms.
Whatever. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully, you can't imagine Pete Carroll going through a rebuild. He's got to be. He's gonna have to maybe.
I don't think it's much of a build because if they tank as much as you think, there's 3 to 5 quarterbacks.
You're right. You're right. The quarterback class next year is really good.
They're strong. So you know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
no,
like
they have a plan. He has a plan.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
he does. I just don't
he
know how
understands
long.
it could be a tough year, but
Yeah.
I think they have a plan and understanding.
The
next guy is literally in this class.
Speaking of the
Tank
next
for
guy.
Bryce Young.
Speaking of the next guy.
Or
Speaking
Caleb.
of quarterbacks.
What you got?
Dude, the over-under, sorry, to just put a bow on it, 6 wins for the Seattle Seahawks. They
Under.
have no quarterback.
Okay, here's my question: who wins more games, the Seahawks or the Lions?
Lions.
Lions.
Well, then I'd bet the over. The Lions are 3.5, I think, right? Isn't that their over/under?
No. Where did you see that? It's
Where's it?
Not on here.
What's the Lions over/under?
It's 6.5.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
3.5 is
I thought,
preposterous.
well, maybe I
That's a
thought maybe it was
steal.
4.5.
Yeah, I'll go
It is
over on
4.5.
3.5
Yeah, I
in
guess
the
they would've
NFL
put
every
up
day of the week. They're all
4.5. You're right.
players.
Literally on every team, I'd go over probably.
Yeah.
Geez, sorry. Excuse me.
I can just tell you haven't been gambling lately.
Well, I'm not betting on Lions. Whether I'm betting over or unders, wins, loss.
But
Not betting
the
Lions.
Seahawks are tanking.
Yeah, they're
Seahawks are tanking, but
guess-
here's my next point, right? Because
Who do you take?
we have 10 minutes.
with what?
What do you mean?
Which quarterback?
They're gonna. I would probably. Which one do I think's better?
I think I'll go Stroud.
You go who?
Stroud.
Who? Wait,
Def-
you talking about in the draft next
Yeah,
year?
yeah.
I'd take Bryce. I'm not.
I
Gonna
would
go
take
lie.
Bryce Young too.
Yeah, I
I'm
would
not
take
gonna lie. I
Bryce.
think Bryce is a lot better than Stroud. I think Stroud has a much more projectable profile,
Yeah.
and he's got.
And he's in a
look, they both
friendlier
have
system.
they both have ridiculous weapons around them, but I would take.
Yeah, I guess the system would be the big thing, but
And who you're playing against. I can torch
When I
Rutgers.
watch him too,
yeah,
and
I
I'm
mean,
not even
I
gonna lie
can't
to you.
say that because, like, I mean, Big Ten actually, like, Big Ten is not SEC, but it's. I mean, they
They
still
play defense there.
really.
It's
They
not like
still
the Big
play
12.
really good.
When I
competition in
watch
Big
them
Ten. They have a
play-
lot of successful Big Ten guys in the NFL.
No, no,
like,
I saw something. I saw a random still shot of Bryce Young like at release point too, and it's way more over the top and it's way
Yeah.
taller than you.
Yeah,
think.
you're right.
And I just I think you look at Bryce Young and you sit here and say, well, he's not. His size isn't projectable, but if you just watch him play, I'm like, man, that kid's good.
He's
I
been
don't
getting
know how
private
else to say the
lessons.
kid's
Yeah,
good.
he's been getting private lessons since he was like 10 years old. Like his parents
He's
have spent
literally a
hundreds of-
factory quarterback.
Yes.
and he's got athletic ability.
yeah.
And
Oh,
Stroud's
we'll
good too. Like I don't really
Yeah.
think you miss him there,
Right,
but like
right.
I feel like they would miss it.
I think Bryce Young's a better player.
Maybe.
But I
The-
wouldn't be
the
surprised
most-
if the prospect it was flipped.
And the
Right.
most
And
the
the
most
other.
interesting part is neither one will probably go number one because of Will Anderson.
Well, no, that's the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, it depends on who's
Yeah,
getting
who the
first
team
pick.
up
is.
there.
Yeah.
Your guy is the starter in Carolina,
Baker.
and
Look, wait,
I
time
think
out. No, wait, look, I get it, but that's no. I'm being for real though, because like let's think about it. Like, you just had a guy in the building that you made moves to get, right? And you felt enough to go take more assets out to go get another
you
guy.
give him a 6th rounder.
It's still assets, dude. You
Yeah,
still brought him
I
in.
know, I know,
so my
I know.
point to it is like, hey, like, we brought in a guy and we didn't like him enough to say, hey, let's go spend another pick on another guy to bring him in. It was a 6th round because that's what his price was at the time.
Right.
To be honest, like, they brought him in for that, right? So like, at the end of the day, if we did that for both of them and we bring them both in consecutive years, dude, the first guy's gonna have to be head and heels better than the second guy
Right.
for the first guy to get the nod again.
Right.
Let's just be honest.
Now, and I'm with you. Listen, but I'm more on the Baker train than you are. I'm not saying he's a great quarterback. I think that he could have a good year this year.
No,
It
no,
kind
no.
of scares me a little
I
bit.
don't think Baker's bad. It's
He
not that
stinks.
I don't like him, but I think how quote unquote how good he is overplayed because of how good that defense is in Cleveland.
Right.
They were in a lot more games than they should have been
Right.
because of how good that defense is.
Hey, you know who's
and
got-
look, they're not bad defensively in Carolina, but they ain't
Right.
that.
Yeah.
So I don't know about that.
Baker stinks.
Matt Rule's got a lot of pressure on him this year. He's on the hot seat. If he's not successful here, he's gone.
Yeah, he's
He's
definitely
out.
on the hot seat this
He's
year.
already thrown up on himself.
Baker
He's got
stinks.
two different quarterbacks. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
definitely on the hot seat.
Really?
One of the
three.
richest,
I mean,
one of the
you could-
richest
you
owners in the
could
NFL who
consider
wants to
Corral.
win. He's out.
David
like
Tepper?
He's trying
David
Cam,
Tepper is
he's
not
doing
going to let
all
him
that.
stay there.
Oh,
Tepper's
Sean
doing
Payton.
everything.
I don't think-
Tepper's the Steve Cohen of the NFL.
Yeah,
right now.
I don't think Sean's gonna want to go. I think Sean's gonna go to Dallas. He's not going. He's not going to Carolina.
I don't know.
I'm
Saint-
just saying the
I don't know.
money's gonna-
Saints by
he's gonna
14.
get
I know, but he
Don't
ain't
care.
going. He ain't going to Carolina.
Saints by 14 over Carolina, both games. Don't care.
Hey, you talk about me optimistic.
LSU's winning by 21 plus against Florida State.
Yeah, that's.
That's
I don't. I'm not on
Take
that
the
one.
alternate line then.
I think that LSU's gonna win. I think that they have potential to win
No, they're favored by 3, but they're winning by 21 plus.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Take
That's
the
a wild
alternate. Take
statement.
the alternate line.
I think 10 to 14 is. I think 10 to 14 is a good number. 21, not so much. Also, I do want to say this. Noah
Oh, you gotta
Kane
go.
looks like an absolute
They won't
monster.
score.
Huge.
Oh, big.
Did you see the NIL commercial
Huge.
for?
He's huge.
He looks like a motherfucker.
He can't even fit in his clothes. He's huge.
I'm like, this looks like. It looks like. I'm like, oh my god, this guy is a running back.
Well, he came
Who,
in
Noah?
studio.
Yeah,
Oh, he's a beast.
huge.
He's been working. He's been focused on diet and nutrition since he was like 14. Like he
Yeah, well,
understood.
he don't look like a running
Yeah,
back.
me too.
Looks like a linebacker.
Asshole.
Yeah, me too.
Looks like a
I ate all.
linebacker.
I ate all.
no,
He tried to give me the rest of his fajitas. It was all vegetables left. I was
No,
like,
I said I was done with the.
yeah,
I said I was done with the fajitas, and Lloyd was like, "I'll take the
What
rest." I'm like,
fajitas
"There's
did you
shit
get?
on
What
there."
fajitas did you get?
Steak.
Steak
But there was no
and steak
steak left.
and
You
steak and shrimp's not moved
you
there.
just gave me all the
Yo,
vegetables.
did y'all get queso?
No.
I didn't.
No, queso.
probably should've.
Queso's the best thing on the menu.
Actually, that's a very good idea.
Queso's the best thing on the menu at Superior.
You were up against the clock.
We were.
Also, brisket tacos fire.
Fire. Yeah, you gotta get the half order because they're too expensive otherwise.
But I think Noah Kane will have a big opener. I think not a lot of people are talking about him quite yet, but I think when we get closer, people will start mentioning him, and he'll have a big opener. If they can block for him.
I wish we could.
Armani Goodman might play a big role too.
Yeah.
I think those guys.
Those guys
Yeah.
get a lot of touches.
Yeah, a lot of touches.
Would be surprised to see it.
Don't be. We said it here first.
Said it here first. Strictly
t-
speculation.
Tweet eyeball emojis.
Yeah.
From what we've seen at practice.
There's a thunderstorm. What is it? Rain's coming.
There's a storm coming.
There's a storm coming.
Yeah. Eyeball.
And not a good
Mr.
one.
Mr. Wayne.
Mr. Wayne.
Storm coming. All right. Hard out in 4 minutes,
Mr.
boys.
Wayne.
We have a hard out. We had a lot more to talk about. I want to talk about. Anybody watch the Manti Te'o documentary?
I started it. It's pretty crazy.
I had to stop for a minute. I was like, okay, I gotta.
Got to process.
Is it pretty good? Is it? It's on Netflix.
It's good. Yeah, it's on Netflix.
It's messed up.
Well, I mean, I figured it was pretty.
Well, the guy,
He's doing.
No, it's a good doc. Just messed
The
up.
person-
No. That's what I meant there.
the person
that did it is in
who
the
did
doc
it is
willingly.
a. He
So they found out who the person
identifies
was?
as a she.
They
It's
found
a
out who
he.
the person
Yeah.
was.
Oh, yeah.
She is in the doc, but
She is in the-
he
she-
turned she is in the doc.
Huh?
Yeah.
So what basically happened was she decided to flip teams, and then she
Transfer portal.
Yeah, so then she used another girl's picture on Facebook.
Now, I haven't watched all of it. I haven't watched all of it. The craziest thing is, Manti Te'o asked his cousin if he had seen this girl
She was like, yeah.
walking around school, and he said, "Yeah, I've seen her. She's cool. This girl was not real. She's a fake
Well,
person."
no, like the
cousin's not
pictures
very,
are a real
Oh, yeah,
person.
yeah, right.
So
right.
he thought he was talking about the
He
girl whose
thought that
picture
she
she was
said
using,
that he was talking about her.
Tough.
but not the person using her pictures.
The thing with the Manti Te'o is
Nah, I haven't
How do you
watched it
fall
all.
in love over a phone screen like that? You're calling her
No,
the
you'd
love
be
of your life?
surprised. You'd be
Yeah, but like
surprised.
love of your life, like
You'd be
dude,
surprised.
you're the starting linebacker at Notre Dame.
you don't know how old were you when this happened. It was 20.
I mean, I was probably like 10 years old. but-
Exactly. You don't know. It
This
could
would
have
be-
happened.
No, listen. When it happened, we're like, "How does this
This is
happen?"
the first
now the
catfishing
way,
ever.
Now the
Catfishing
way
was strong, man.
Yeah. Now the way technology is, you say, "Okay, I see how this can happen," because like now everything's so virtual. But
Hop on Omegle.
I don't know. I think it was worse then though. Like I feel like because it was
It was free reign.
yeah, you
not-
just didn't have.
but everything was new too. Like
Right.
you wouldn't like people didn't have the tricks they do these days of figuring out like if it's real. They didn't go to like those things. It was like, oh yeah, it's a real person talking to.
You get an AOL, AIM Messenger,
Yeah,
ASL.
What do you mean?
Where you
Wow, that's
This is a real person.
you went
It's
to the
gotta
chat
be.
rooms, huh?
from? Bro,
All the viruses.
the computer was cooked.
Superman 12334 was not in a good spot.
Windows just flying open. How did they get us
That
out of
was
here?
you? What was your?
That was my name.
I know. What
was
was
it?
your?
Superman 123354.
Mine was Dr. Bowdropper.
No, it was not. Was
Swear to
it?
God. That's what mine was. Factual.
Wow,
It's great.
I love that.
You're a legend.
It was a hit. It was
That's great. God, that's great. Okay, hard out in 2 minutes. Not my fault. Do you have one? We probably
I
don't
have,
have
I
one.
have a quick one.
Okay, not my fault is brought to you by Doe's Eat Place. Go out there tonight, have a steak, have some tamales, have some drinks. Tamales are great. You went there. Monday Night Football's coming here soon. We're gonna get a little bit of catering. Okay, go ahead.
All right. I haven't read all of this, so we're about to find out. My husband and I, we're 30 years old, have been on a trip out of the country for years.
I thought you were going yesterday's. I was like, don't do that one.
No.
Okay.
Well, he
That was
goes
aggressive.
every
I was going to hit home for too many people.
Well, he goes with his best friend. Okay, let me restart. My husband and I are in our 30s. We go on a trip every year out of the country. Well, he goes every year with his best friend. His reason for going with him is because they both go to attend sporting events. This year, my husband told me I could go with them and his friend since they were visiting a new destination. He paid for my ticket and everything else since I have no job. Okay, the kids were left with my mom. However, when I found out that he had booked a first-class ticket for himself and his friend while I got economy, I couldn't hold my tongue. I confronted him about it, and I refused to discuss that we were going to get in an argument and that you paid for your friend's first-class ticket as opposed to mine.
Were they married? They're married?
They're married.
Okay, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, this isn't even a question.
That's kind of messed up. I mean, you gotta pay if you paid for your friend's first class, you gotta pay for your wife's first class ticket.
If you got a first class, your wife needs to be sitting.
But she is to play. God damn it! This is my role. I don't want to be devil's advocate every time.
Who else's fault could this be? Yeah, please spin this.
Well, she's not supposed to go.
But she did.
I know she was invited, but you're obviously not a part of the.
I mean, but your wife. It's your wife. You got.
But you're coming on the boys' trip.
Nope,
it's like saying if you go play golf.
Do you have to?
I'm not renting you clubs.
You get 3 first class tickets.
Boys?
Then you can't just give her economy.
Do you have to sit with your boys? Like, why? I mean, your wife's on the trip. Why would she?
Well, there's a lot of speculation that there may be a little bit of. The boys may be closer than just the boys.
Yeah, that probably.
Okay.
I can see that.
I think that you buy her a first class. I mean, that's. Not knowing the situation.
Obviously didn't want her to go.
It's a little bush.
So that was
still.
Well, I mean, is that going to make her say I'm not going now when they're boarding the plane?
That's what I'm saying. Is it not my fault? You didn't check the tickets. Like, she has no means to go. Otherwise, I don't want to play this part because
who didn't check the tickets?
But I'm saying if you're not really invited and then you don't get a first class ticket, you're kind of bombarding a boys' trip.
Nope.
That would be.
It's your wife.
If she's on the trip and you bought her a ticket. You buy the same ticket you're getting?
I agree, because if you see, like, how did she not know when she walked by both of them? Or when she looked at the tickets?
She doesn't seem very aware.
Right. Savvy sold separately.
On multiple fronts.
Curtain calls. Curtain calls.
We'll say good for him, though. He gets a boys' trip every year.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah.
Blew it.
Well,
yeah.
Curtain calls.
Curtain calls are brought to you by the Law Office of Lance Beal. Hard 6, we passed it.
Never passed a hard 6.
Okay, go for the curtain calls. You have your good one.
Yeah, I have
I'll lead
mine.
it off.
Can you pull up can you show that video?
I'll lead it off because it's not very good, but it is just. Mine is to Quinn Ewers because he finally has to earn that money that he's made.
Yep.
So
there we go.
Curtain call him for getting on the field finally, and we'll see what he got.
Okay.
Can you pull up my video that I put?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
I'll just kind of explain it while you're pulling it up. So basically, these kids threw a rager party while their parents are out of town. They wake up the next morning, see there's a giant hole in the wall. Giant hole in the wall. Well, they're like, well, how do we fix this? Instead of, I mean, at least me, I would just come up with a lie of how that wall got broken. But no, they were like, no, we're going to fix it. So they go to Home Depot, get all supplies, they come back, fix the entire wall, cut out the broken piece, put in the new piece, paint it. I was like, that's impressive.
Solid.
Right before the parents got home, too. Can't even notice. I was like, that's impressive.
Except for the fact that
dad whoops
the parents definitely smelled the fresh paint. And
you can tell.
Yeah, but...
I mean, you can tell, but like, there's just no hole.
I respect that.
No, but you can tell. The only reason you can tell is because like that paint's newer than the rest of the paint.
Yep, I respect it. They probably should just paint the whole wall.
I respect the kid, but then at that point,
you gotta paint the whole house.
At that point, too, the parents know my kid's a menace.
Yep.
He will go at lengths
let's be real.
to fix anything he does.
Parents probably already knew that.
Dude, you went to Home Depot for this?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been there. No, I don't. I've been there before. I've done the exact same thing, and you can see the plaster on the wall where it's like, but you get.
But it's better than a hole.
Exactly.
They sand it down too, and all of this.
Yeah, dude. If you do the due diligence, like it doesn't look as good as it should.
They put it, they sanded
it,
primed
bro.
it,
There's
painted
videos
it.
of all of this up, man. You can do whatever you want, man.
Yeah, but you get kudos in your pocket for fixing it as opposed to being like.
Oh, there's a hole in the wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a curtain call either.
Your curtain call is you. Congratulations for getting drafted 3rd overall.
No, that's not curtain.
Is that a hang it up, pin it up in the locker?
No.
I got drafted as a receiver.
No, it's just
you got Russell Shepard.
We had a little pre-draft workout at the thing. It's good. It's good.
You broke a kid.
First game's on Monday.
You made a kid tear his ACL.
First game's on Monday. We'll see. It'll be good.
No, he didn't. He never stopped. He just
What a great,
He's still running.
what a great show we had today. What a great Friday show.
I have cover 3, deep zone.
Y'all told me D. What you mean? Third, baby.
We will be live again on Monday. We probably are going to have to move the show up an hour on Monday. I will let you know. We will let you know ahead of time.
We're mad at each other,
I am mad at myself. I'm mad at the. We just have to move up an hour. We can make this work.
Yeah.
We can make it work.
Consistency is key.
We've done it before, and we were fine. We're gonna be
No, we're consistently moving the show. I think it's good.
Oh, stop it. We moved it twice. Great show. Have a great weekend. Have a great weekend. Catch us on Monday, 5 to 7. No, this Monday. We don't know. We'll let you know. Maybe moving it up. Mondays and Wednesdays, 6 to 8.
I want you to play.
Fridays, 4:30 to 6 here at Earls. Thank you to all of our sponsors. LSU15 is the promo code for the Caesars the Caesars app. Go ahead, download it, make a bet, use it, get 4 free tickets to the LSU game. Have a great weekend. We love you. Bye.
We love you. I love you. Say it back. Say it back.
There you go. Love you too.
Guys.